All right, chapter 18, we see the plan that Luan came up with. So we got to see this crazy tree monster that they built and how they planned for it to attack the takers. So we know that the takers have weapons when they talk about their silver weapons that they pull out of their belt buckle. They're talking about swords. We know that they have like bow and arrow type things, possibly maybe guns. It's kind of hard because they don't know. Well, Kira doesn't know what weapons are, so she doesn't really know what they're called. She just knows that they have them. So um, they kind of had a really good plan of how they were going to use this creation to go after the takers and to really scare them because we know that they don't scare easily. They're pretty crazy and violent, and they're not really afraid to stop and will kind of attack anything that gets in their way. So, this monster definitely caught them off guard. They weren't expecting it at all. They've probably never seen or experienced anything like that. It seems like most people they go up against, um, they're able to overtake pretty easily. So not only did it scare them at first, but then as they kind of started to maybe attack with their bow and arrows, they realized that it wasn't going to be quite that easy. Luan was also speaking through some sort of microphone thing, so the voice was probably really, really loud and scary. And they also had lots of things set up in the trees, and they had this arm that was able to move. And they compared it to a catapult. So, a catapult is a type of machine that uses physics to move heavy objects across large areas. So think of like medieval warfare when they had huge rocks, kind of like a cannonball type of thing, that they would catapult over across a field and kind of attack people who they were fighting against. So that's what they had as the arm set up, and through that they were able to store things up in the trees they would use to throw down and attack the takers. So they got a very large rock, um, probably weighing 100 or 2 pounds, and they threw that down at them, and they were able to hit one of them, which worked well for them, and probably ended up breaking his foot in some way, with that amount of weight thrown at him. So he was obviously screaming in pain, and they got the rock off of him. And as they were trying to get him out of there, the kids then had other things up there that they threw down as kind of like a good measure of like, hey, we're not going to stop here. And so the takers got out and across back to the river, and the last thing Luan said was, and don't ever come back. So we don't know. Will they ever come back?